Hello everyone, I'm USXN. As we all know, the Oray peanut, also called as Pugongying, can perform remote networking. And this way, when I'm playing online games with my friends, I can use the local area IP to connect with my friends and play together, right? However, it's limited to 3 devices. And then, what we want to do now is directly impose the port. This way, friends can use a public IP, for example, like this on screen, to connect to me, followed a column and a port number. For instance, 14514, and then friends can directly connect to me through this public IP. This removes the limitation on the number of devices, and then Pugongying can achieve internal network penetration, also called as peanut share. But you have to purchase the bandwidth and the traffic from cloud service providers such as Alibaba. It's expensive. So it's an expensive solution. However, if you have a public IP at home, we don't need to use the traditional internal network penetration method, which would be waste. And the prerequisite is that our broadband must have a public IP. It's the first requirement. I'm stating this upfront to avoid being called proliferation. But if I don't make the title a bit, I'm afraid that many persons don't know, because many people prefer to always SD-WAN as internal port forwarding. But we generally using the whole network for equal network penetration. So what is the application? It's in dormitories, right? The public IP is at home, but we are mostly in dormitories during university. So first, we need to go to its backbone to enable the network ingress function. This means that all global traffic will be proceeded back home. So no matter where you are, your IP address will appear as your home IP. And then let's see what to do next. Next, we will set up a test server. Using port 80 for internal network is fine actually. Then we need to pay special attention to this LAN host setting. It corresponds to the Oray peanut box, not the server computer, not the computer server. It corresponds to the Oray box. And then, for example, we expose it internally port 3000. Others can access using port 3000. Isn't that amazing? And now everyone can see. That I cannot access this public network server, right? Now in front of everyone, I will turn off the Oray app backbone. Oh, that's open. Still can't access it. Why? Because we are still missing one step. Also because there is a public IP at home, it's a point-to-point connection. So the speed is very fast, but we need another setup. It's the DNZ host to relay all the traffic on the special host. Copy the remote virtual IP address for this computer. Then enter the advanced settings, and then go into the router and turn on the DNZ switch. We will test the net type. At this point, we can take a look of what let's test it. The displayed type is net 3, the most common type for home networking. Let's turn on the DMZ again and let's test. Who afraid who? Starting the test again. Net 1, also known as 4-cone net. See? Next, we will refresh immediately. A bit awkward. Look closely, the LAN port needs to be changed to 80. I'm really not kidding you. Look, if I don't open this row, it won't load for edges. But once I open this row, it loads right up. And if I turn this switch off, the internal network won't be testable. And if I turn this row on, we can test the speed. It can start testing immediately. And then we can look at the screen and see the link test. The speed, the VPN speed is limited because the Oray X1 box. The offload is better. He still says there will be a little bit of loss. For example, screen monitoring is lagging now. But the point is that at least it can prove our method can be used successfully. Like its networking time is peer-to-peer, so its effort will be very good. If you don't believe me, you can prove it. 3 milliseconds. Anyway, the latency is within a very reasonable range. And now it's for some frequently asked questions. It can replace FRP for internal network prioritization, but you can't specially the ports. Then for access including the VPN networking only 2 devices. To connect back, this poses a bit of limitation, including when to and then where to put the box. Depends on whether the Oray box were working. So the FE definitely won't be good, but I bought a G1. It has a strong performance. It can be used as a switch and a router. And if the routing performance itself is not good, then let the Oray to PPPoE if the router itself is really good. For example, my ZTE router has 2050 megabytes LAN ports and supports the 4G net. It will definitely be a secondary router, so when should it be used? When you cannot domain a public IP, not at all, or preferring port mapping. And then let's first talk about what's the most permissive is definitely a public IP. You can directly map ports, then anyone can connect. So 1 and 1 also basically means anyone can connect. And for 1 and 2, it means that net 2, one party IP is restricted. As long as 1, 2 also come back. If one party is net 1, there's almost no difficulty, and net 2 is rarely seen. Let me talk about a more common strategy, where 1 is 3 and another set is 1, and then the set 3 tries to send a port to 1. Send a message, send a data package with the help of this central server, possible, and then the success rate of 3 and 3 for porting might only be 80%, but if one set is net 4, another one can only use the 1 or 2, because 4 and 3 equals to 7. It's greater than 6, and this won't work. And then regarding internal network forwarding, it's just that this relay is our home server. Yes, this way friends don't need to download a silent adder. It's similar to a FRP resolve protein which can replace FRP. Because I don't have a computer running all day at home. So that's all of the video. Thanks for watching.